Dame Dash bankruptcy did not work. What up, words? Your boy Challz Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapp to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, Dame Dash thought he was the fox in the hen house. He thought he was going to just scoop up all his little eggs and run. He thought he was going to declare bankruptcy and they wasn't going to owe him. He was on some nanny boo-boo. Catch me if you can, right? He was going to do a whole Supreme Team documentary and show with him and Lil Supreme and all the other guys out of Queens. He was going to thumb his nose up at 50 Cent because 50 Cent got the rights to Paid in Full, and 50 Cent and Camron was doing their own show about Paid in Full, which is some Harlem dudes, right? The drug dealers from Harlem. So what they were going to do, he was going to get them back. Dame Dash had a whole lineup. He was going to do the Supreme Team movie and show and this, that, and the third. Well, all that was lingering on if he was going to keep his streaming studio and his movie studio and all this good stuff like that under Poppington LLC, Poppington Dusk or whatever it's called. And all that was hinging on if he was going to be able to shoot, point and shoot these cameras and shoot these movies and make a whole lot of shmoney, right? Well, it ain't looking too good because they saying they gonna sell all this shit up and divide it up. I'm just gonna be honest. I told you this was coming. I told you Dame Dash need to humble himself. Dame Dash would have tripled his worth by now. Wouldn't have needed to file nothing had he humbled himself 10 years ago. He got more and more arrogant as he started to slide down. Instead of assigning blame to himself, he started to assign blame to others. And he started to go around saying, you owe me this, you owe me that. He started to talk more and more recklessly. He got more bitter. He started talking more defiantly and got more irrational. He started to throw a lot of dirt on a lot of people's names. Let's just be honest. Dame was throwing a lot of dirt. It had the nerve to call people chatty patties every other week. It was another Jay-Z video where he was saying, I don't talk about the Jay-Z no more. But then another thing Jay-Z said. So then it got to a point where it was everybody else. When he talked about that Josh Weber and all these different people, he has something to say about everybody, because when you're bitter, you're sad, and you're still regretting things in your life, you start to figure out ways to get back in front of the camera so you can tell your story and you could be somehow the victim. So Dame Dash wanted to be the victim in the narrative. Let's just be honest, for the last, I want to say since 10 years, the narrative online, if you guys are going to be honest with this Dame Dash shit, the narrative online was that Jay screwed Dame. I want to say it was a 65, 70% online narrative that Jay-Z was the villain and Dame got screwed. Jay-Z stabbed him in the back. Jay-Z turned on him. It was a lot of you guys in the comments, especially 10 years ago. Forget it. That guy, Dame Dash, was getting nothing but some victim love. That guy was looked at as, he was looked at as a cautionary tale. And if it wasn't for Jay, Dame would still be on top. Everybody, I don't say everybody, like I said, 70%. The smart ones knew that Dame was the problem, but a lot of you guys didn't understand that. And so a lot of you guys look at the person who got a lot of money as always the problem. A lot of you guys hate success. Let's just be honest. You love the people trying to get success, but when they get success, you hate them, right? So a lot of you guys assumed you went into your bag and you decided to throw on your hate Jay-Z sneakers and you ran around town with those on. So Dame Dash lived off that for quite some time, but it started to become more and more apparent that Dame Dash was not a good businessman. Dame Dash was the problem. Dame Dash had Dash Motors and all this shit would fail. He had the Dame Dash Music Group, which is a horrible name for a record label. Well, who names the record label after themselves? Dame Dash, a narcissist. So he had the Dame Dash Music Group. The only guy on the roster worth anything was Beanie Sigel. Remember that? When Rockefeller broke up, you had a website, Dame Dash Music Group, right? It was like, this shit is garbage. Like, just everything on here, rock and shit, all this goofy shit. So that wasn't good. So everything Dame was doing, it just got worse and worse. So then what we saw was a man spiraling and devolving. It started to be like, Dame owes money to this, Dame owes money to that. And before you knew it, Dame was millions in the hole. Well, over the years, as Dame started to accrue this stuff, they started to come and put lawsuits and this, down on the third and Dame and taxes and child support and all the stuff. And Dame did nothing but duck and run and hide and try to always look like he was still rich. Well, at the end of the day, all them cars came crumbling down because Dame Dash had to do a $25 million bankruptcy, and he said it out his mouth that he did that bankruptcy to get some breathing room, to get these bills off his back, to get this debt off his back. Well, Dame, you messed up because you went on the Breakfast Club and you said a lot of crazy stuff, talking about you still have $5 million when you put it in your bankruptcy that you only had, what do you say, you had $100 in cash and $5,000 in assets, right? He said he had a watch. He said he had some jewelry that was worth $2,500. And it wasn't much else. He really said he didn't have much else. I think that other stuff is in other people's name. The family, what was he call it? The family closet or something. The family office, right? So Dame Dash, the family office has everything else, which they're going to come out sooner or later, Dame. But I'm going to read this article, right? Because Dame Dash now, all of that huffing and puffing, and he's sitting outside by the water with no shirt on a sea-doo, and he rapping with that little white girl, the white Aaliyah of all things. She's a checkmate, right? So Dame Dash got a whole situation going on in his little bubble. Well, that bubble gave burst because they coming to get you. Let me read this article. Dame Dash $25 million bankruptcy filing won't stop the auction of his company's intellectual property, a judge has ruled. Dame Dash is headed for another financial reckoning as a federal judge ruled on Wednesday that the public auction of his assets can move forward, despite his filing for personal bankruptcy last month with over $25 million in debt. You filed for personal bankruptcy, not business, Dame. You cannot protect your business. Your debt for your business is under your personal. You could keep your personal stuff. You could keep your Crocs and your shorts, your bucket hat, this, that, and the third. You can keep that stuff, right? Your sea-doo. I guess you can keep the sea-doo, right? Right on the lake, on the water, or the sun glistening off the water. You can keep that, Dame. I guess they're saying. But they want that streaming service. They want that movie studio with all them cameras and all this, that, and the third. They want all that Tyler Perry shit you got locked off to the side. Let's have a conversation. The decision is issued by Magistrate Judge Robert Learberger allows creditors to continue selling off assets linked to Dash's company, Poppington, LLC. That includes film rights, copyrights, and other business holdings. While Dash's personal enforcement proceedings are paused due to his September 4th bankruptcy filing, the court found no reason to halt the sale of corporate property that has already been turned over to the U.S. Marshals. So, stuff they already got, they can sell it now. The judges decided enough is enough. Go ahead and get your money back because he's still playing games. He went up on the Breakfast Club and asked DJ Envy, how big was his house, and was his house bigger than his? He said, what's the view from your house? When he was on Instagram, what's the view from your house, right? On some, I can see Alaska, like on some bullshit. No, don't do that, Dame. I tried to tell you this months ago. You don't listen because you're still a narcissist and you're still arrogant. Let me continue. Quote, enforcement proceedings are not stayed as the defendant Poppington LLC. Public auction of Poppington's films and copyrights may proceed. Further public auction of Dash's assets that were assigned to the U.S. Marshal before September 4th, 2025 may proceed. Assignment is a transfer of ownership. Dash has provided no authority that would bar public auction of assets assigned to the U.S. Marshal before bankruptcy. The judge went all in. He said, let me make this clear. I want to write all this 2 and 3 times so this nigga can't wiggle out of this. We selling all this, gang. The gingerbread house, everything behind the shed, we want all that shit. We coming to get it, and you going to set it out right there where it belongs. Because I'm going to get it or the marshal's going to get it. One or the other. But at the end of the day, you can't be rich and broke. You can't come in a court acting broke, then you go in a Breakfast Club acting rich. Then you in an Art of Dialogue acting rich, right? You keep telling everybody, I'm playing game. I'm playing. I put the eye patch on, and I had no teeth, and I had an oversized shirt because I was playing a character. I wanted everybody to think I was weak. I wanted everybody to think. Remember in the movie in The Godfather, everybody thought he was weak, and then he came back and he took the 5 boroughs, right? So that's what you wanted. Everybody to think you was weak with the eye patch, this, that, and the third. Then you came in the Breakfast Club, you got shaved up, got real spiffy, got your white Italian linen suit with some Air Force Ones. Looking spiffy and fresh. But guess what? It ain't smart to look spiffy and fresh and talk about you got $5 million when you got $25 million worth of debt lingering over you, gang. So not a good idea. Let me continue. The ruling is the latest blow in the long-running legal feud between Dash and entertainment financier Christopher Brown. And Christopher Brown been on Dame Dash ass for a while. And Dame Dash been thumbing up his nose. He called that guy everything in the world. He called that guy a lot of different names. But that guy getting the last laugh because he's going to be right there at that. What's that show when they go get the storage lockers, the storage wars. They're going to be right there opening up Dame Dash lockers. Talking about auctioning them shits off. That's what's going to happen, gang. Let me continue. Brown has several judgments against Dame Dash. One of the most prominent cases includes Muddy Waters Pictures, LLC, which claims Dash hijacked the film project Dear Frank / The List. They said Dear Frank / The List because Dame Dash took the movie Dear Frank from the guy, I believe his name is Josh Weber, right? He took the movie from him because he was supposed to direct it, took the movie, changed the name of it, and tried to resell the man's movie, or whoever wrote it. He tried to sell the movie and got caught. And they sued him for that. The lawyer won $850,000 as well as a $4 million defamation lawsuit. So he won the $850,000 because Dame wrecked the whole movie with his antics, the nonsense Dame Dash pulls. Then Dame Dash went on the podcast trying to once again prove the motherfucker that he don't know what happened. So he tried to down talk the man, made it worse. The dude sued him for defamation. Dame didn't show up to court. The dude won $4 million. So Dame now owed this guy almost $5 million just for a damn movie that never got produced. He never made a dollar off the movie. But Dame Dash wanted to go in the Breakfast Club with his Air Force Ones and take his Air Force One off, talking about the Air Force One is clean. That's Dame Dash's whole thing in his life. He just cared about the Air Force Ones. Let me continue. Brown has been instrumental in pushing 2 separate auctions targeting Dash's holdings. The most recent one focused on Poppington's catalog and intellectual property. Brown also played a key role in the 2024 auction involving assets from Rockefeller Records, the legendary hip-hop label Dame Dash co-founded with Jay-Z and Kareem Biggs Burks. And you never hear these two guys involved with Dame Dash, just their lawyers coming to take what's theirs and claim what's theirs. And one thing Jay not going to let him do, to some of you chagrin, he not going to let him sell that 1/3 of Rockefeller Records. A lot of you feel away like Jay's always, he got his foot at his neck. He won't let him breathe, da-da-da. Dame is reaping what he sowed, right? He reaping what he sowed. And what's homeboy that went on Vlad, was it Vlad TV? No, he went on Art of Dialogue. He's mad, Lance Unrivera. Lance Unrivera called Jay a sucker. It's some sucker shit because Jay won't help him. So we at this point, we not friends. We clear enemies. You talk shit about me every fucking chance you get. You're saying you're still good. You don't need nobody's help. But he wants Jay to go in his pocket and write a check for Dame for how much? How much is to get Dame out of debt? How much of my money that I earned over the years that Dame keep claiming responsibility, still ain't made another hole, but how much of my money do I got to give Dame? How much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 million, 10 million, 20. Oh, I got to get Dame 25 million plus another 5 to help him get out of debt to help him get back on his feet. So I got to get Dame 30. I'm Jay-Z. I got to get Dame $30 million so Lance Rivera won't say that I'm a sucker, right? Lance Rivera said, man, you know your man's in trouble. Go watch that interview on Vlad TV, on the Art of Dialogue. Lance Rivera, like, that's your mans. I don't care if y'all got differences. Help your mans. How much I'm supposed to help him with, Lance? Make it make sense, Un. Right? But Un just don't like that line that Jay hit him. That damn, I just flip it, Un, yeah, right? He don't want to hear that. Let me continue. That sale followed a court decision granting the state of New York partial rights to the label's only asset, Jay-Z's classic album, Reasonable Doubt. The state ultimately secured a winning bid, acquiring a fragment of Rockefeller's legacy. They only sold this shit for like $1 million. Dane was trying to get 10. He said, listen, you can bid 5, but if you bid 10 million, I'm going to take these Rockefeller chains right off my neck and give them to you with the $10 million. Nobody bought it because Dame, according to Camron said, Dame had offers for that thing, but he kept waiting around because he's trying to get more. They was offering Dame $2 million. Cam said him and Mace wanted to get Cam back on his feet. They offered him $2 million. He was like, nah, hold up, I got somebody on the line. He thought NBA Youngboy was going to buy an NBA Young. I believe it was NBA Youngboy that told him, I'm going to get it. Then out of nowhere, just go to them because somebody probably, anybody that's going to make, listen, this if you got a big bag of money like this guy, like these guys got, you're going to go through your accountant or somebody before. You can't just spend your money. It don't work like that. If you got millions, you can't just make dumb purchases because you got an accountant. So when the accountant say, you need how much? You need $2 million. Well, what's it for? Just tell, I just need to, I can document it. They're going to say, well, Dame Dash is selling. They say, who Dame Dash? Yeah, Dame Dash is selling 1/3 of Rockefeller. So what's 1/3 of Rockefeller worth? Well, he said I could get it for $2 million. He's going to say, really? Well, what's the asset on it? They say, well, Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. Say, nigga, Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt. Goddamn near 30 years old. Nobody streaming that shit. How much you think that shit worth? Unless you get like a fucking, I can't believe it's not butter commercial or something. Ain't nobody gonna be listening to that old ass shit. A couple of niggas in fucking Brooklyn, that's about it. It ain't worth no $2 million. So they probably was like, yo, listen, I'm not going, they probably, that's why they kept ghosting him. Drake was supposed to buy it. All these different guys were supposed to buy it. So Dame Dash is holding out hope instead of taking the $2 million over here or the $3 million. So he kept holding out hope he's gonna get 10. Because he needed 10 at the time to wipe his whole shit out. So Dame was typical on some hustling shit, trying to wait and let me see, he waited too long. Called Cam and Mace back. They was like, nah, we good. Called him like a month later. So no one bidded on it, but the state. And he tried to say Jay-Z tanked the deal. Well, guess what? The shit was going to revert back to Jay in a couple, like I think they say like 2 years. It's going to revert back to him. So they're like, Jay playing dirty. Here we go again. Jay playing dirty pool. He don't want the nigga. I'm playing any dirty pool is fucking pool. Nigga, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to 8-ball your ass like this. I'm not playing dirty pool. I'm playing pool. If this shit going to come back to me, yeah, I'm going to sabotage this shit so I can get my shit back. All Jay said in the beginning was, y'all can have the fucking label. Y'all don't remember that? Jay was like, y'all can have the label. Just give me reasonable doubt. That's all I want. And Dame said no. Right? Nobody remembers that. Jay was like, you can have all that shit. The Pro Kids, the Rockefeller bullshit, the Armadale vodka, all that bullshit y'all selling. You can have that shit. Just give me my rights to reasonable doubt. Dame said no. And Jay was like, okay, fuck it, then it's war. And Jay took every fucking thing. Nobody remembers that. They just want to just blame Jay. Right? Remember that? But at the end of the day, Dame only has reasonable doubt on that. The only thing worth anything on there. Everything, all that shit, Oskino and Sparks, all that Beanie Siegel, none of that shit worth nothing. It's not worth nothing. So this is what's going on, is the only thing worth anything on there is reasonable doubt, and Jay's going to get that back. They have a statute of limitations. All artists get their music back in 30 years, some shit like that. So I think Jay get the shit back probably next fucking April or some January. So he just waited it out. So Dame messed up. End of the day, the state got it, but it's still going to revert to him. So let me continue, man. Dame Dash financial issues have been ongoing for years, stemming from lawsuits filed by Christopher Brown and unpaid debts, primarily tax-related. According to court filings, Dash is required to submit updates on his bankruptcy every 6 months. He is also required to notify the court immediately if his case reaches a point where the stay on enforcement could be lifted. So that means if he gets some money, right? So at the end of the day, right? Dame Dash is reaping what he sowed. Dame Dash has been just being a real jerk for a long time, and it came back to haunt him. You can't go up in Rockefeller Records or Def Jam or none of these other places screaming and yelling and acting like a jerk, acting like you're artist. You having meetings without meetings without me about my artist. Nigga, your artist in the meeting. You ain't see them motherfuckers sitting over there. You see Jay right there, but you screaming on Leo Cohen and what's the other dude now? Loud or Kevin Loud. You screaming on them, right? It's a whole lot of stuff that got Dame Dash where he is. And the reason that he's there is if you've been paying attention, it's his arrogance and his ego, which it got humbled a little bit, but not humbled enough, because he's still out here. Now he decided he's Trump. He's gonna sue everybody. He's suing Beverly, whatever her name is. He's suing Camron. He's suing this, that, and the third. Probably looking for a reason to sue Jay-Z. So at the end of the day, now he's gonna sue everybody. Right now, he's gonna get back on his feet by suing and going into courtrooms and this and that. But he don't have the money to sue that long, gang. You can't be broke and sue a lot. Suing costs some money, gang. Just gonna be honest. So we're gonna see where it goes from here. But once again, the super villain, the dastardly, the last level boss of hip hop, of the wacky world of the dangerous game of hip hop. Dame Dash is one of the final bosses. Him, Suge Knight, and maybe Diddy might be the final boss. I don't know, but I don't know who's back beyond. Once you get past Dame, you got Suge. Once you get past Suge, you got Diddy. And I don't know anybody past Diddy, but maybe it is. I don't know. Kodak Black, I don't know. But end of the day, man, I'm out of here, man. Let me know what you think. Head on over to black-yeti.com. You got to put that dash in there. black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you, all right? Tap in every Wednesday night. We go live on the What Show, me, TJ, and Fliz. We talk about hip-hop and things of that nature. 9:15 on all social media platforms that I am associated with. Tap in, get in the comments, get in the chat. Let us know what you think, all right? And also, we about to drop a new album. The What album is Crazy Gang is already complete. I'm probably 30 days away from dropping that. All right, tap in. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. black-yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.